Connect to me.
Connect to me.
Connect to me.
Connect to me.
Can I get that man?
Yeah.
Connect to me. I'm willing. I'm willing.
I'm willing.
We learn from our Baptist friends. I want to love you more.
I love you more.
Look at somebody around you, somebody you didn't come with. Say, I want to love you more. How good does that feel? Look at that, we got some smiles, we got some energy going now, right? Because this is a team sport, it's a group effort. And all we have to do is choose to connect. Now as we walk throughout life, imagine if inside of all of us is something like this, right? And every place we go, everyone we meet, we see these ropes going from point A to point B. And all we got to do is say, should have chosen a smaller rope. All we got to say is hook me up. Connect me to that. I want to be a part of that. That's all it takes. And whatever it is that you connect with is going to connect with you also. That is so powerful, the way that that's wired. From a guy who spent a lifetime running from this thing with a C word called commitment. Commitment. I can say it now. I've been through therapy. Now I find it's one of my areas of greatest strength. My kryptonites become my sunshine. Wow. It can in your world too. All you have to do is allow it. And if you want more of it, connect with it. There's a reason this place is called Connections. Connect with it. Hook on. Hook in. You can do it. I have faith in you. And I have faith in a room full of folks who want to connect with you. Who in a room has the philosophy that I will be as good a friend as you'll let me be? Right? Not overstepping my boundaries, but as good a friend as you'll let me be, I want to be to you. Right up to that limit. Whatever that limit is that you have. And if there isn't one, then rock on. You and me and God, and let's go dance. The different levels as they're applicable in our lives. Again, let's say that, let's just imagine that you have a business. Right? Or you work for someone and you want to increase the business that you work with. The little strands, the little threads are folks who say, good stuff, good job, keep doing it. That helps, that's encouraging. The next level of strands are people who are a little more connected with you. Hey, tell me about your business. What is this? Now this is where I find that most religions or churches or philosophies or theosophies stop. We would come here and then we support. But here, this group of folks that you've been drawn to is an action group of folks. When we said in October 1st that we wanted to lose some weight, we've now, between the four of us, lost almost 100 pounds. Woohoo! The folks who showed up who said, I really want to work, about 80% of them are now working. Woohoo! Huh? Tell me that doesn't make a difference in your life, right? We have watched miracles happen in here from people connecting with other people. Last week, as we moved into this space, there was a group of folks who said, we want to come sing. Next week, there's going to be more of them, because we didn't tell them when choir practice is. Right? But it's growing, it's growing, it's growing, it's growing, it's getting better, and your life also gets better. I'm not talking at you, I'm talking with you. Whatever you have in your life that you want better, we are committed to help you get it. But commitment is a two-way street. Are you committed to helping you get it? Do you want it bad enough to have it? If so, you've got a bunch of allies. Thank you. This is cool because it's kind of unique to Connections to my knowledge.
not only have a receiving basket, we have a giving basket. Giving and receiving is the same energy. It goes to the same door. So when you're wanting to receive, give what you want to receive. It will come back to you tenfold.
Now, a lot of places, who have been, show of hands, who have been somewhere, be it a spiritual group, a church, or something that has talked about giving and receiving being the same thing? Okay. How many of them asked you to give them something, to put money in a basket or something, right? Every time you came, right? Now, how many of them every week also passed out a basket that said, now this is our gift to you to take throughout your week. We want to help you learn to receive.
Here.
Yeah, see, and this was the real freedom that came with creating connections, is we didn't have to fit anybody else's mold. We could say, we feel called to do this, so by golly, we can do it. And we do every week. Now, the tools that we give every week are, it's a gift from us to you. Sometimes it's a reminder, sometimes it's a physical tool. It always ties into the message. Now, from out here, what are some of the things you've received in the past? Shout them out.
Rose quartz.
Rose quartz? Sage? What was that? CD?
Mustard seed.
Mirror? Easy buying?
Mustard seed.
Mustard seeds?
Cantaloupe.
Cantaloupe? You name it. If we can find it and it works and it ties into the message, you get it. Now this part of the service, don't reach for your wallets, don't reach for your purses. This is our chance to give you something. Now, one of the things that we learned last week is we sing a song as we do this called the Magic Penny, and we sing it during the giving and during the receiving. Now, one of the cool things that we found was, in the past, it took us putting this basket of here's our gift to you and giving it to you and letting it pass on down. It used to take 5 times through the song Magic Penny. It's a short song, but 5 times through it for the basket to make its way to the back. On the giving part, when we put out the offering basket and people put in their cash and let it go on, we barely would get through Magic Penny 1 time. What this told us was that we were really trained to give, but the receiving took a little more effort. Last week, I'm proud to announce, it only took 3 times through Magic Penny to get the receiving basket through the back of the room. And it was one of the biggest crowds that we had so far, was last week. So that is pretty cool stuff. So that being said, cue up the Magic Penny, and welcome to our gift to you today that will remind you throughout the course of your day, your week, your month, your year, your commitment.
Love is something if you give it away, give it away, give it away. Love is something if you give it away, you end up having more.
Now, as you look at your gift, as you look at your carabiner, think of all the things that you can hook it to. Look around the room at other folks who have one too, just ask you to hook onto theirs. That's cool stuff. It takes a lot more effort to unhook than it does to hook, just like life. It's a good little reminder. Now, on the front of the little tag that we put on it, it says, I am committed to. The back of the little piece of paper is blank. That's for you to decide, what are you committed to? And write it on there as your reminder to you. Whatever you're committed to, we honor it. And we're so happy that you're choosing to commit to something, no matter what that is. Increasing your existing commitments or creating whole new ones. Every time you look at this little carabiner, it'll remind you of the strength of that commitment. Like the folks over here got theirs hooked onto one another, playing with it like kids. That's what we're here to do. Play like kids. Have fun. Because we talk about love, we talk about God energy, and this is what it is, folks. It's not about being serious and making sure that I'm in my seat and I'm all cool. It's about, let's get fired up, let's get some excitement, let's get some smiles, let's get connected to one another. Now the next part with the giving, receiving, and tithing is where we have exchanged energy with you, and now we ask if you exchange energy with us. And so we're going to take the offering here in just a minute. Now before we do, I'd like to share with you a couple things. One is that Mary and I personally, we're committed to tithing. We believe in that practice, and we tithe 10% of whatever we make into the church. And we do that because we're selfish. Before I used to tithe, back when it was a concept to me, for me, every time I went to the bank, I had less money there than I thought was supposed to be there. After I started doing it, every time I go to the bank, I have more money in there than I think is supposed to be there. And I kind of like that trend rolling, so I keep doing it. To me, it's like giving and receiving at the same time. Because the way that I was taught growing up was you couldn't outgive God. You couldn't outgive the universe. If you say hello, hello, the universe doesn't echo back, hello. Hello, 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 hello. Because it gives you back much more than you give into it. God is limitless. So, as I give to God, I expect that God will give back to me in multiples. So I may put 20 bucks in the plate and expect back 100 bucks that week. There was one week I put in 100 bucks and, true story, got $998 extra that week from something that I'd completely forgotten about. And we challenged the congregation to do it that week, and we had about 5 different stories of folks who got back either 2, 3 times, 4 times, or even 10 times what they put in. Crazy stuff. Now, also as a church, as a spiritual body, we want to tell you what part of this goes to is over on the table over here, we've got a God box. 10% of everything that comes into the church goes into the God box directly, and it goes to helping people. Now the God box over there has a little slip next to it. If you know someone who needs help, let us know. You know people we don't. If their need is something that we can pray for, we can send energy to, we can help in that way, we're happy to do it. But sometimes folks' needs are a little more immediate. Sometimes we've had things in the God box like, I don't have any groceries for me and my kids. I don't know how I'm getting to work, I don't have gas. Stuff like that, it's a little more immediate, and we fill those immediate needs to the best of our ability by showing up with groceries. We use the money that goes in the God box, we go and we buy a bunch of groceries, and we deliver them to the person. If you let us know it's on there, how do we get a hold of the person that needs the help? We deliver them, and we do stealth giving. We put a simple white card on it that says, I'm listening and I love you, God. That's it. It's not about us. If I don't have groceries, I'm praying to somebody. If somebody shows up at my door with groceries and a little card that says, I'm listening, I love you, God, it doesn't matter what denomination or religion or religious practice they are. They know that they put out a prayer and that prayer got answered. And what we can do is limited only by the amount of money that's in there and the amount of hands to do the work. So, if there's something you'd like to volunteer for or to do, put that in the God box. If you know someone who needs some help, let us know so we can get them some help. Put that in the God box. But 10% of everything that comes through the plate goes directly to the God box to fulfilling those. Now, I said earlier that one of the things we wanted to do, one of our goals, was to grow out of the first place into this place. Check. The next goal is to grow this place to where we are filling every chair. There's 300 of us per service. And then to grow to a second service. Now there's 600 of us. Before we started Connections, before I got married, there was just me. If I saw somebody who needed help, I could do only what I could do. As we committed, now there's 2 of us. There's 2 of us to help you out. We moved to Florida to be closer to my folks. Now there's 4 of us. My aunt, uncle, and nephew, or cousin, sorry, rather, moved in. Well, heck, now there's 7 of us. Well, when I married Mary, she came with an instant family, just add water. It was like baby powder that exploded, but there were 5 of them. Well, now, and so the numbers keep growing, We started making some friends. Said, now there's a bunch of us. When Connection started, we started looking around going, okay, there's 25 of us, there's 30 of us, there's 40 of us, there's 50 of us. Now there's 50 of us, what can we do to help you? Now imagine as we fill this place, that we can in unison say there's 300 of us wanting to grow your business. There's 300 of us wanting to make sure you've got food. There's 300 of us wanting to make sure you've got a job. Wow. Now, combine that with what's coming in through this little camera. We've got, I think last tally when I checked on YouTube, our videos have been viewed over 500 times. Yeah. The family's growing, y'all. So when we get the 1,000 that's in here plus the 1,000 that's in there, we're doing stuff in a bigger and bigger way. And it's not saying we can't do it in